Welcome to the Miss Best Reviews channel. I'm Mrs. Best. We are here to go over the Valley Persian style. We also have our co-host from the Watch Your Mouth Reviews channel, James. Welcome in.
Hey, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna move my mic up. But hey guys, like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video, like the video. Please show that love. Get us the algorithm. This is hard work that we do for y'all. We promise you.
I do appreciate everybody who has supported the channel as well, because I did get good views on this. I got more views on The Valley as a new show than I did on 90 Day Fiancé. So thank you everybody for watching. Also see the links to subscribe to Shayna MCD's channel as well as Kiwan JTV. We collaborate with both of them often. Support them. I didn't know that there was a second episode that aired, y'all. I'd be busy. And if the DVR don't get it right, then I don't get it right. So I'm going to blame this one on YouTube TV. But we are going to recap it today. For those who do not know, I believe this airs on, is it Tuesdays or Thursdays? Oh, Lord, my brain just stopped.
I think it's Thursdays.
I feel like it's Thursday as
well.
Yeah,
I think it's Thursday, yeah.
Okay. But that is why we're doing this episode late, but better late than never. So this episode kind of shows us some of the things that we are to expect throughout the season. One of those things being the demise of a marriage. I don't know if anybody follows Page 6, TMZ, Bravo Shade Room. MJ and Tommy are getting a divorce. She has filed. None of us are surprised. I actually saw a Deadline article as well as a People article where they spoke about the show. And she said that we will see the demise of her marriage on television. I'm glad I saw that article because things are starting to make sense now with these people.
Right.
Okay. Because I was looking at them like I know married folk, we be cool, like you know each other and you can joke, but then the way they interact is just like,
yeah, very problematic. Had you not sent me that, I would have been like, okay, so we just gonna take this kind of behavior. We're not gonna correct it. Okay.
I'm glad to see something. But we start this episode with Natasha and Gigi doing a little kids activity. That activity actually looked fun. When we were kids, we had slime, we had Play-Doh, but it wasn't as advanced as it is today. They got whole places you can go dedicated to that. I'm like, wow, kids have it good these days.
They sure do. I mean, I guess they have to compensate for taking away Toys R Us.
Yeah. Kids will never know what it's like to be a Toys R Us kid.
My mom I used to get lost in there so many times, and my mama got tired of looking for me, so she had called my name over the loudspeaker on the PA system.
My mom has done that before as well. And she used to be like, oh, get embarrassing, Vita. What's wrong with y'all? To me and my sister. But you know what I started to notice now that I'm older? I'm like, there were times I would hear names called out. Please come to your mom in Toys R Us. I loved it. They were everywhere. That one in Hayward lasted for years and years.
For years, yeah. That's the one I got lost in.
It was one of the last Toys R Us that were open in the country. That Hayward one. I watched that on YouTube. I was like, what the hell? Anywho, y'all, obviously we showing our age, but they're doing stuff with the kids. The only thing that was relevant in this scene is Gigi. Natasha's checking on Gigi because, they did kind of pile on her about her credit and debt and moving at a social event, which is not generally what you want to happen, especially in front of everyone. So I thought it was nice of Natasha to check on Gigi. However, grow the fuck up, Gigi. You got to grow up. I love you. I really do. I enjoyed you on Shaw's of Sunset, but you got to grow up. There's no reason that you should say proudly that you spend $4,000 on marijuana a month when you don't know where you're going to live. There's no reason that you should compromise your child and you having a space to live just because you don't want to downgrade or do what you got to do to be financially responsible enough to get the house that you want. So with Gigi, I'm kind of like, girl, what do you want? And if you want something, you got to work for it. But she made a statement. She said Persians like to talk to you about stuff, but she said the real of it is that they're very private. I believe her. We have Persian community in the Bay Area that's very large. They are very private people, and nothing is wrong with that. Black people hella private too. We like to keep stuff on the inside. Nothing's wrong with it. But she basically was like, they be trying to make it seem like they have more than they do. I said, baby, that's California.
Okay. It ain't nothing to do with y'all community. That's California. California is known. You be seeing your cousins in the Escalade and literally work at McDonald's, and you can't figure out for the life of you how the hell.
How they did it.
Yeah.
It's the truth. It's the truth. It's the honest to God truth. It's just how it is out here. People like to be like, oh, the LA lifestyle. No, that's the state. That's the state.
Yeah.
We are paid very well compared to other states, but we also have to pay out a lot of money. And I believe that because of that, we sometimes get the attitude of, well, F it. Look at me running around, traveling to different countries and accommodations that look luxury, coming back to a 1-bedroom apartment. I don't know why we are that way.
Well, no, that's different.
We're that way.
That's different because that's an experience that for some people is once in a lifetime. So I don't really think you should consider it that way, because to have an experience like to be able to leave the country is something that you could never get back if you never do it. Like there's some people who've never even left their state. So I kind of feel like, no, that's a little different. Now, if you was being reckless, like if you had bought a Lamborghini and you lived in a 1-bedroom apartment, then we would have some concern for you. Like,
no. First of all, my credit makes Lamborghinis afraid. When a Lamborghini is around my credit, okay, they act like a Ford Escort from 1999.
Almost my first car, by the way.
My dad had a Ford Escort that was a stick shift.
God.
Oh my God, that thing used to break down everywhere. And my grandmother lives in Oakland, y'all, but she was a nurse at the Veterans Hospital all the way in San Francisco. Beautiful campus. She used to get stranded and she worked nights on that damn bridge. My dad used to be rescuing her. I said, Lord, help us.
Them transmissions on them Escorts ain't shit. When I tell you I was test driving that shit and this what car was that? It was this guy Leandro. I can't remember where it was per se, because I don't really remember much, but I would never forget we didn't even make it back to the dealer to take the car back. That car just struggled. And I'm like, so it's good to say this ain't the one, because my mom was so sure this was the car. And I'm like, because she had saw it online. And that's back when you trusted people just off the strength of them pictures and everything else. So when you test drive it and it's full of shit, there you go.
Yep. Lord help us.
Yes.
Lord help us. I cannot. Fun fact, y'all. I can drive a stick shift. My husband cannot. People often think that's odd. I can also change a tire, change a battery, add fluids, all of those things. My husband, he can with YouTube, but not on his own.
I can actually, my first time learning how to drive was stick shift because my aunt did not like to drive. So she would make one of us, whoever was the oldest at the time, get in the car, just very illegal shit. Hey, I'm Helen, how you doing? Would literally make us do that and would tell us to push it because her car was a stick shift. And she said, boy, don't you mess with my clutch now. And that's all she would say. So I learned how to drive stick. Now, I can't do all the rest of the shit you just listed. I'm also that man who I could drive a stick shift just fine. I haven't did it in years. It's been about a good 20 years since I've done it.
It comes back to you.
That's what they told me. They say it will come back to you when you get the hang of it again. Because girl, when I tell you,
I learned because I worked at a car dealership that is no longer. Well, there's one in California, Car Hop, and they like to sell a different type of car. I was alone at the lot one day. When I say my coworker Rico, that's my brother to this day. Shout out to you, Rico, because he subscribes. Walked me through it on FaceTime. He's like, no. Now go around and back to reverse. I'm like, what? He said, but keep your foot on the. I said, but it worked out. I sold the car. I got my commission too. Stop playing with me.
I know that.
But y'all, Gigi, be responsible, girl. We'll come back to you. Sky and Bumshot are discussing the aftermath of this crazy dinner we saw in the premiere. They don't like that them sleeping in separate rooms was made to be a big deal. I'm sorry. If you don't want people to know stuff like that, don't talk about it. Don't talk about it, because nobody would know y'all slept in separate rooms. Nobody would have known. But you spoke on it. I don't think Sky is happy in her marriage. I feel like Bumshot is okay. But I also feel like age is just making him to where he's like, I just want to ride the wave and go along. But they try to discuss the issue. They said a lot of concerning things. So Sky says that she and Bamshad avoid conflict because she had what I am going to call childhood trauma with her parents. Apparently, they argued like crazy. It impacted her to an extent that she doesn't want her kids to see her argue with her husband at all. So they're sleeping separately because she swears he snores. Okay. My husband snores. You can hear his snore outside of this apartment. And we live in luxury soundproof apartment. You could hear his snore from down the street and around the corner on the BART train. He snores so loud. I still sleep next to him. And I snored years ago. I had to have a surgery. And it was because of something with my nose and all this other stuff. However, I used to snore like crazy. And my husband bought earplugs. So I'm looking at them like, there are solutions other than going to the next room. And there's no way that snoring is so bad that you can't fall asleep, because as quiet as it's kept, when your body is tired, you will sleep. You will. She acted like she going through psychological warfare up in that mug, and she's not. So I want to get your opinion, James, on a couple of things. Well, obviously the whole scene, but to me, I just kind of call BS on the trauma situation with her. Because if you go to any therapist, psychologist, psychiatrist, anyone that's a mental health professional, even biology professionals, because they've been working with psychologists a lot in recent times, it's healthy for children to see their parents have conflict. I repeat, it is healthy for kids to see their parents argue. There's also a healthy way to argue, which a lot of people don't understand. It took me years and years to learn that, but there's a healthy way to argue. There's an appropriate way to do it. And kids do need to see that, because when kids don't see parents that argue, they assume that their parents had this perfect, unrealistic relationship. And then they go out trying to mirror and look for that. And that's unrealistic. So I'm looking at Sky like, oh, girl, you some type of slow. And I'm looking at Bombshot like, I just want him to blink twice if he's okay or has an opinion. But did you think that was weird with them? How did you feel about their little discussion?
One, I feel like the discussion, they're avoiding something that obviously is what triggered this of snoring and moving into the next room. I want to know what happened. Because something happened. I don't know who, because I can't really read them too. She's very quiet and very, like, she's peculiar. Like, I don't think the issue is him. I think it's actually her. And I'm saying this now, and I'm saying it early, because I want to let y'all know I'm reading her energy. Once she is checked out completely, she is completely checked out. And when you're checked out, that means your attention is somewhere else.
That's the truth.
Somewhere else. So I don't know what it could be. And as I said, we don't have enough yet. The shit that they were talking about wasn't enough for me to be like, okay, that's really marital problems. Girl, get you some, like Mrs. Besson, get you some earplugs, or get you one of them beds that rise up so that way, you know, they have the commercials for them. Get you a Tempur-Pedic. Get you a sleep number. Yeah.
Put some dots around his leg.
And then you have to understand.
Here, and here.
And for real. And another thing, he old. So, of course, they gonna snore. Like, the hell? Like, come on. Like, she get, like, honestly, she got on my nerves. Like, I'm sorry, she just did. Because it don't seem like
judgy.
Yeah.
And at first I thought that she was just that way with Gigi.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm starting to see that she's that way all the time with
all the time.
Yeah. And it's like, girl, stop. Just stop. She's gonna annoy me. I don't like Sky so far.
I don't know. I was watching Sky Trump. Like, I don't like, dang.
Down to the hairline, baby.
Okay.
So, y'all, I'm cracking up because for the longest in my notes, and I used to do this on Shaws of Sunset, for some reason, I want Tommy's name to be Bobby, and it is not Bobby. But for whatever reason, I kept calling this man Bobby in my notes.
I kind of understand why you do that. See, in my mind, I wasn't thinking Tommy either. I was going to, because of how he sounds, I was going to say a Frankie or a Mikey. I was
something with the E.
Something with the E. Tommy, because I always picture a Tommy being fine. and I always think of, a Frankie or a Mikey, if you remember on Shaft, the old school, not the old school Shaft, the one that came out in 2000. This the lady he was after, she had the two brothers. Their names was Frankie and Mikey, and he looked like one of them too. That's why I said that. That's why I was like, okay, he's saying Frankie or
Some
Mikey.
people would consider 2000 old school. I was talking to one of my cousin's kids, and that little motherfucker was talking about, damn, y'all hella old. I was like, what? We were
Someone
talking
said
about
that. I was watching
that Soldier Boy came out. Talking about that was eons ago. I said, get the fuck away from me. You ain't get shit next year.
That wasn't even 20 years. That ain't even 20 years old. Shit, what you talking about? No, I was watching a YouTuber. It is?
Yes, it is 20 years old this year. Or no.
Yeah. No, it's next year.
Is it next year? That came out 2006 or 7.
7.
Oh, 7 years, 19 years old.
I said yet. I know it's coming. I'm gonna say no. That came out in 2007.
James said, "Give me my year."
Yeah, no, give my year. Look, let me tell y'all something. When y'all get older, time make a whole lot more difference now. When you're almost in your late 30s, I will be creeping on my late 30s between this year and next year. Time is a motherfucker. So yes, get me by time. Don't be aging me. But someone said that Bring It On is ancient now, because I was watching a YouTuber. He was a young YouTuber. He said, damn, this movie ancient. And I'm like, that movie ain't even that old. And then someone had to remind me it was made in the 2000, the year 2000. It's 25 years old. I'm like, damn.
I remember year 2000 like it was yesterday. So ain't nobody gonna call me. That ain't old. Okay. God damn it. I just posted something too. Like, this why millennials' knees hurt. They showed all the dances we done had to deal with.
Girl, I mentioned nothing about no knee hurt today.
They showed the pop, lock, and drop it.
Oh, my goal is to get my knee all right so I could be able to do that. I want to be able to do that. I did that shit.
So happy somewhere. I don't feel like driving people to the ER.
Oh no, by your birthday, I'm gonna be like this. I'm gonna be ready by your birthday. See, right now I only can do the Eileen from What's Love Got to Do with that. That's all I can do. That's all I can do. That's all I can do right now. But trust me, by your birthday, it's gonna be.
I cannot stand you. You know, it's funny. For my birthday this year, I invited the friends I'm closest to in this time versus the people I have a history with. And the funny thing is, we are all busy students. Between James, for Latasha studying to be a nurse, I'm in for a master's degree program, and my husband's in school, and we all about to go to New Orleans. I feel like we about to act an educated mess, and that's okay.
Because I'm single now. Oh hell yeah, I'm about to go
with the appropriate wingman. Yeah, I said it because you saw James had to keep me up off that girl because I was like, we here for a purpose. You acted a fool. This not about you. Child. We getting a redo because I'm the best wingman ever. Okay, ask about me. Y'all
had to mess it up.
Anywho, y'all, Tommy, not Bobby. I don't like how he be talking to his wife around his kid, and I don't like how they allow their kid to joke about the wife. It's not appropriate. It's nice that he's close with his kid, but your kid needs to stay in the child's place. Why is the child saying that too much makeup ruins mommy's face? Why are you telling your kid that? Now, MJ does wear too much makeup. Her plastic surgery is ruining her face and body and all of that, but it's her body, it's her choice. You, her husband, don't be encouraging your son to judge the looks of a woman to that extent. Mm-hmm. And especially teach him to have respect for his mama, because if he don't respect his mama, he gonna end up like you dating later on, Tommy, and that's not a good thing, and it's not a flex no matter what you say. But they're going on a date for their anniversary, which I find interesting. Whenever a couple announces divorce and they're on TV, it seems like the season before they want to film their anniversary. Y'all remember PK and Dorit when he dressed her up like a hooker? It's true. Happened. He did. And it was honestly the perfect representation of them.
Yep.
It really was. She just wasn't walking the streets. But they're going on their date in the car. She pulls out a compact mirror. And I didn't even know you could customize these. But she was like, do you remember when you wrote this nice note to me? And it basically said something along the lines of, may you use this compact to see the beauty in you that I see, or some shit. That's what Bobby was saying to her along the lines. I know it wasn't that verbatim. I'm just paraphrasing.
Not
But
calling
it
him
was,
Bobby again.
oh shit, Tommy.
He's
I want
like,
this
so
man's
wait,
name to be
I
Bobby
paid
so bad.
I paid attention because I kind of because of who it was. I didn't really pay attention much to this scene. I just got the context clues. But when you said Bobby, I was like, well, wait, what was Bobby? Oh
James
wait,
said, "Who's Bobby?"
I was like really
Tommy,
confused. I was like, Bobby.
hold me accountable in the comments to the replay game. Just comment Tommy as many times as y'all can.
Right.
Because once my brain gets on something else.
But that's okay. When I was describing R&B divas, that's why I'm glad I didn't have my YouTube channel then, because when I would describe Mila, whatever her name was in 702, her name was 702 the entire time. I kept forgetting her name, so I was called her 702 the entire time. And so I was describing the show to my friends. I said, it's 702. She had her child. And they said, who? I said, her name is not 702, but it's 702 right now. I don't remember her name. So I will do that on the show. Trust me, if I don't remember your name, I will call you something else that is prevalent to you.
Do whatever you got to do. Because that my brain saw a Bobby, and I don't know why it saw that, but that's what it was. But yeah, it was a mess. So in the car, she reflects on this compact and that sweet message. And, you know, she asked him, she's like, you know, this is very sweet, but, you know, do you still feel this way about me? Do you still love me? Am I still beautiful to you? And is this just physical? And he's like, well, yeah, dumbass, it's a mirror. Of course it's physical. I'm just like,
well,
even if you don't talk to anybody that you're romantically interested in or with like that. Like, and James to tell you, like, me and my husband, talking shit is our love language. But like, it's not to this extent.
I was gonna say, y'all don't go this far.
We're not calling each other names. Like, I might be like, whatever, big head. That's why I gotta buy pillows once a year or something. Like little stuff, but not nothing like where he's calling.
This was way, that was way too much. I said, oh no.
Because who he talking to?
No, first
that's
off,
what I was wondering. I said, MJ, you were much spunkier on Shaw's the Sunset.
No, he was probably always this way. We probably just didn't see the context clues at that time. But all I know is that for me, y'all would have thought y'all was watching The Vow 2, the sequel, because I'd have flipped that car over.
James, well, I'm knocking all this shit off.
Right. Because I don't know who you call the dumbass. First of all, that's not going to happen. And
she's the one with a real job. I said what I said. He got that job in Hollywood where he got to hope for a gig. He does. And it's very possible out there, but she has the job that's going to make her money all the time.
She has the verifiable income.
Yes.
And the reputable company that she's working for. Yes.
She's working for the agency, honey. Let her be. But that's all from them. Did you want to add anything to that?
No, because we're going to get to another scene that actually explains a lot. So we'll wait till we get there.
Yes. Reza J, the other Reza. We're going to call him RJ. Seems like most of the group does. This is the Reza that is straight, as he liked to explain.
Are we sure?
He definitely gives straight LA. He does. Definitely gives metrosexual straight LA. I can see why people would want to assume that he's not straight, but he definitely gives that. I just feel he's very metrosexual. Like
I was just flabbergasted that his last name was Jackson as well. I said, not a Reza Jackson, Reza Jackson. I said, Reza Jackson. Okay.
Lord help.
I said, who black in your family, Reza Jackson? I know they've been there. It may have been a great grandfather. It may have been somebody, Reza Jackson.
But I was like, are we going to get to introduce him? Because in the first episode, he just kind of came on macking on women. Yeah. But now we get to meet him. He's 35. He's an only child. His parents want him to settle down. Let me tell you this, if you got kids, don't pressure them to settle down. Don't pressure them to have babies. Don't pressure them to do shit. Because the more you pressure it, the opposite of the what they call it, an adverse effect.
Adverse effect, yeah.
That's exactly what will happen. And I feel like he's just a spoiled only child that is in some ways living out like what he couldn't do in high school while also rebelling against his parents. Like he gives very childish.
Yes.
But he goes on a date with one of the girls, and it comes up that in high school he was geeky. His friend who he was very close with was the guy who was getting all of the girls. He wasn't able to do that. He says after his baby fat grew out of his face and he came into his own, dating got a little bit interesting. Sounds like he started to date everything he could to make up for the lost time he feels he missed in high school. Girls often feel pressured to do certain things. And I think a lot of times boys, especially with sex, from what I noticed when working in adolescent mental health, they feel very pressured to have it. Honestly, like once they get to like 9th grade and up, if they haven't, they like seem distraught over
It's
that.
overkill. And a lot of that has to do with the understanding that your emotions get heightened and it feels better the older you get. So, which is why a lot of reasons why men don't really, one of the few reasons why men don't settle down, but that's usually the most common one, is that it always feels better the more you do it.
That is true.
So that's why that happens. So ladies, if y'all really, I can't believe I'm saying this out loud on this live, but that is a reason. So if you don't understand why a man does that, sleeps with a lot of women, it's because the elevation of when he probably lost his real virginity, not the one he told everybody in high school. The emotions were probably better when he first did it, and he elevated from there. And some men, once they find a good thing, they just don't give it up. Sorry.
It's unfortunate, but it happens. But the girl that he went on a date with pretty much clocked that he was a fuck boy. I feel like she clocked it late because there was a scene that I'm not going to go over where some of the women in the group, I think it was Natasha, she was like, yeah, because I called him and I asked him how it went with the girl, and she was like, I'm still here. So I'm like, oh, you just spending the night, boo. Now you want to come back on camera acting like you didn't kiss him or give him nothing, but okay. But good for you, RJ. I don't really have much to say on him from this scene. I think it was nice to get some type of a background and a proper introduction, but it wasn't enough for me to have an opinion. Did you have any opinion on this scene?
I did not have an opinion on this scene. I kind of felt like he was another one that I'm going to need some more context on outside of the dating and career. I need more backstory on him before I can really form an opinion. And it's given to me, one thing the Valley has between both the other one and this one, they have way too many people. Way too many people on this cast. So
I think the reason there's so many people is because a lot of them are couples. I think what they could have done is gone along with the couples and then gotten rid of the single people, or only chosen to have 2 couples and had everybody else be single. Because honestly, y'all, if I'm keeping it real, this is not reflective of LA.
No.
It's not. Maybe if you come to the actual Central Valley, or San Bernardino, the valley down there, or if you even come up to the Bay Area, you're more likely to see couples and stuff. But LA, everyone from California tell you it's a fucking dating desert. It just is. But yeah, I think there's too many people in the cast. It was a lot for me to keep up with this. I had to have a separate page open showing me the names of people, because they showed us one episode and was just like, we're not going to show people's names. We just expect them to remember. And I'm like, who's this person? What are they called? Who's this?
And then, luckily, in this one, none of them look alike. So that's the blessing in disguises, because I can't stand recapping a show. And I have 4 girls who look exactly alike, and I can't tell the difference between them firsthand. I have to learn them and everything. I haven't had too many shows like that, but I know that there's shows out there where the girls look alike, and I'm like, oh no.
I don't think we cover the shows where that happens no more. Thank God.
Right.
Y'all, MJ and Tommy go out to eat for their anniversary date, and we see more problems. He makes a joke about her snoring, and she makes it clear that she's done with the jokes. It's not fun. Here's the thing. Women love to laugh. So if your woman is done with the jokes and fed up with them, then they're not funny, or your relationship is dying and or already dead. It's just a fact. But she tells him she's kind of annoyed with the jokes. And he says to the confessional, he's like, I know that MJ could be irritated with the jokes, but joking, he says, is his form of showing love, his love language. But how are you showing love? And how is a joke a love language when you turn to a waiter on your motherfucking anniversary and ask and make the joke that if your wife takes off her top and shows her tits, that y'all could get a discount or a freebie? That shit was not funny.
No.
Don't ever objectify me. I don't give a damn how much you paid at the clerk of quarters office. Don't objectify me. Don't do it. And I felt like that was so rude for him to do to the waiter. But she tries to explain to him, like, joking around the kids is not okay. And it's starting to turn into an issue because she sees her son giving her less respect and being less respectful as a whole. He doesn't seem to care. I don't think he cares. And we know he doesn't care from the last scene that we see when he talks to her mother. So I'm going to reserve some of my opinions because I kind of already said what I had to say about this couple. We know that they're ending and I see why. Because to even think to make a joke about like your wife like that is crazy. I don't understand it.
I don't understand. Because listen, I think there's a difference with being funny, making things funny, and then being disrespectful. Because there are men out there who are naturally just funny and doesn't have to necessarily joke about anything. They're just naturally funny. They just have great timing. And I think that that's what women find more an amusing time or more fun time. He's just being rude and disrespectful. And this is somebody that
in the mouth.
Yeah, like this is somebody you chose to marry and then procreate with. So for me, I feel like the joke really is on you because at the end of the day, you chose her. And the same thing could be said.
I mean, he's always been obnoxious. He's always been obnoxious. I'm surprised they came back on still together.
Somebody who ain't cute that got to do shit like this.
What's Poppy Kiwan? You guys please see the link in the description. She will be with us on. I am torn on what day to do Love After Lockup on.
Well, keep in mind, I don't have Love and Marriage Huntsville. So
I'm gonna do it on Saturday in the morning. Because Sunday mornings for me, y'all, I be sleep. That's the one day I sleep in. I don't know why I can't sleep in any other day, but Sunday I can sleep past. James will tell y'all I'm up naturally every day at like 4:30.
She over here texting me 4:30 in the morning, talking about, hey, so we need to do this, we need to do that. And I'm like, okay. And she goes,
y'all ain't noticed in the group chats that we be in, I go entirely mute around 7:30, 8 o'clock, 9. I be knocked out. I be gone.
Ass be waking me up though at 4 in the morning. And she goes, oh, I didn't think I was going to get a response from you. And I'm like, how many times I got to tell you that your phone number, along with my mother's, is the one that actually makes sound. So I wake up in case something is happening.
Because she knows my name. She remembers things about me. She knows I'm one of your friends that had hope.
What's crazy is she loves you and don't even know you.
I feel like we would be a great time. Me, your mama, and some wine.
Oh Lord, no,
that could be a time.
No, that's a recipe for disaster.
That's a recipe for success.
No, that's a recipe for disaster. My mom ain't got no chill when she get to drinking. It ain't gonna happen.
Okay.
No. That's a whole. My mama.
89th Avenue.
No.
It's okay.
No. Because I almost think my mama is schizophrenic when she drink. I really do. So hell no, it's not gonna happen. I'm sorry. No.
I'm gonna get her one day.
I believe y'all.
James knows to keep us separately. Moms love me. I'm trying to tell you.
No.
Keep me separate.
My mom will drink some shit, hear some shit, and then hold you hostage to it. Like, didn't nobody even say that? What you talking? You got to like, no, I'm telling you. Now we can have dinner and go out and have fun. That's fine. But y'all sitting there drinking wine. My mama gonna hear you say some shit that you didn't even say. You gonna be like, what the fuck going on? Or you'll just look at her.
When she drinks. I cannot. It'll be okay, James.
No. Me and my grandmother was just talking about this. No.
Not your granny. Y'all ain't shit.
But well, because here's the thing, like because back when me and Gio were together, like I told her that he's fine. Like he knows my mom. Like she goes, no, he don't know. He don't know. And I was like, Randy, he fine. Like it's gonna be all right. And child, my mama got to mixing up some liquor. It was another liquor she was making. My crazy like, oh, we gotta get him up out of here. He gonna scare her away. We gonna scare Gio away. And I'm like, oh boy. So yeah,
I
no.
love it. I love it. I
Mhm.
don't know. Sometimes people do well around that. It's just I came around my family and things happened and he accepted it. And now every time they say, we like this nigga, he just mind his business. That's what my uncle.
I don't know if I could ever bring another man around my family.
You'll see, I'll bring you around mine and then you'll be like, oh. But y'all, get it back on the show. Greg, Amir, and RJ all meet up. At the same time that they're meeting up, Tannen and Sky are meeting up. Now, they discuss sex and relationships, and Greg described sex with Tannen as being like sex with his sister. Now, I know he didn't mean it in the way as if like he's intimate with his sister, but he described sleeping with his wife like just chilling with a family member, almost like an obligation. And that I found that to be odd. I was like, y'all just divorce. Greg then tells a story about him and Tannen being together. Apparently, the reason that him and Tannen are together is because he used to be a playboy in Hollywood and was popping. She was one of the girls he was talking to. They were talking, fooling around, doing a wild thing. They decided to take trips. It looks like they were having vacations, nothing too serious. On one of these trips, one of her friends was driving like a fool, and the car flew up into the air and did a flip. Tannen and everyone in the car got hurt, but Tannen almost lost her life and had to have a life-saving surgery, an operation on her brain. The surgery that she had, people struggle afterwards with learning to read, write, and use that part of the brain. She overcame all of that and is a COO, not CEO. She is the COO of a company. So I'm like, okay, she's overcame a lot. Now, let's get into Tannen and Sky's meeting before we assess what Greg said. So they're meeting, and Tannen shows Sky her new skincare product. And Tannen's like, I'm tired of running things for other companies. I want to do something for me. So I'm going to invest my time in this, which I love. And looking at her skin, she's got good skin. So go girl.
Yeah.
But she's telling to Sky about the skincare company, and Sky puts the shit on her dogs when she gives her a sample. Can I put it on the dogs?
I told y'all this lady crazy.
I understand like some things are tested on animals, but she told you this is a product for people. Lucky for you, she stands by her product because it was okay to go on the dog, but that was rude. If James comes to me and says, and he has published a book, hey friend, my book is finally out, which he did. If I were to buy it, never read it, and then donate it to like somebody homeless or something like that right in front of him, that's rude. Like, respect your friend's product, celebrate the product with them. If you didn't want it on you, fine, you could have stepped away to the restroom and washed your hand, but you gonna rub that thing on the dogs? And she really rubbed it.
It was like, oh yeah, like as if the dog had skin. It was just
uppity bitch. I'm so tired of Sky. I really am, because that's rude. But Tannen explains to Sky that she does not go to Greg for the things that you would go to your husband for, which is reliance and support. I said, well, shit, if you can't go to your partner for and they're not reliable with supporting you, then to me, you need to assess, take a step back, or seek counseling. I think those are the only three options, because you should always feel supported by someone. Even if I'm pissed at my spouse, I still support him and vice versa. I feel like it should be that way. That's like a basic expectation for all people that all people deserve, in my opinion. Right. You know? But Tana doesn't feel that from Greg. She says that she feels the only way that their relationship has lasted is because of the accident. She actually questioned if they would have stayed together if not for the accident, which is interesting because he essentially said the same thing in a different way. He was like, his aha, I only want to be with her, I love her moment happened seeing her in the hospital after that accident. He also described their relationship as a trauma bond. So it tells me he's with her and got together because he has this fear of the accident and realize he cared about her, fine. But why didn't you know, and why couldn't you admit, even if not to her, but to yourself, that you loved her prior to the accident? And Tannen, if you know that you guys weren't compatible and you struggled to get along prior to the accident, which is why your relationship was mostly physical, did you just accept where it was going because you were like grateful for him helping you? Either way, long story short, my opinion, these people need to break the hell up. How you feel about it?
My opinion is they need to break up as well. I feel like it's like Robin and Juan. It's very much like I'm indebted to you mainly because I picked up the pieces with you. So now I feel some sense of obligation. So it's very Robin and Juan. That's what they reminded me of. I was like, okay, there's a lot of couples who operate that way. They either do something, they change the other person's life in a way that cannot be repaid, no matter how much they come into. So they feel indebted and they feel obligated. Now, is that real love? 9 out of 10, no. They may love them, but being in love with somebody is completely different. Like it doesn't have to have an obligation or a condition. So I think that that's where we're seeing these two. Now, once again, Sky is strange, and I tell people all the time, I really feel like she's the problem. And I can't wait for some more shit to come out later on in this season for her to prove my point, because I feel like I know exactly what I'm looking at. I
Well,
do.
they're a mess. They're just a mess. They're a mess. Y'all, MJ is with her mom, Miss Vida. Why did they call this episode Darth Vida? Y'all like shit. But she's with her mom, Vida, and Tommy's on the phone cursing and cursing and cursing around her mom. Now, anybody who has family members that are old school from the South or foreign, I have all three of those on both sides of my family. So I know, and I have a filthy fucking mouth, but I don't curse around certain family members. Like my grandma, she knows I curse. She'll curse at me. I will not curse around her. My dad, that's different. My mama, that's different, right? But my granny, some of my uncles, I won't curse around them because before I could get the itch out of bitch, I'd be knocked onto the floor. I just know it. I have that fear in my heart. But Tommy is cursing up a storm, and Vita's like, do you have to say the SHIT word over and over and over? And I'm looking at her like, I'm sorry, colorless. Why y'all don't teach your kids about basic respect and elders and stuff? I notice every other culture does, from Persian to Indians to Filipino to Black folk to African. We teach our kids respect your elders, be respectful. Why the colorless be doing this? Just dropping all sorts of curse bombs in front of your parents for what? If I can avoid cursing in front of my parents, I will. If I can avoid cursing in front of an elder, I will. So that's crazy. That's crazy. But MJ tells her mom tells us that she still feels like there's issues with her mom being critical of her. This is common in her culture to a certain extent, but her mom's also much older. Her mom's critical, puts her down, and MJ describes it as a generational curse that she wants to end. So she tells her mother that she does not feel safe in her marriage. She doesn't feel like she can talk to her husband, and she's not happy, essentially. And her mama scolded her. And I had to rewind this a few times, and I don't normally do that. But that lady essentially told her daughter, you've been with him for 7 years. Why not just stay? That's basically what I heard. You've been with him this long. Why are you complaining? She's not happy. She's not happy. Vida, she's not happy. Why are you scolding your daughter for not being happy instead of being mad at him? If he don't know to not curse for you, don't you think that irritate her? I don't. Anywho, Vita's crazy. How do you feel about her? I feel like she's wishy-washy and male-centered.
I understand how MJ found Tommy. I understand it now. Because at first I didn't get it until, because y'all know I didn't watch Stars of Sons. I don't know anything about these people. I'm gonna say that again. Seeing this car ride, it made so much more sense to me. I said, oh, okay, so you basically just got another version of your mama. Mm-hmm. Because all we see is your mama putting you down, stressing you out, making sure you stay in situations that keep you unhappy to keep you coming back to her in the same way that Tommy does. So it makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah, I think that's a good observation. I figured that you would connect that, honestly. We do marry our parents, whether we want to admit it or realize it or not. And there were similarities between her mom and Tommy. Lots of them. Reza and Gigi meet up. The other Reza. That's why I'm going to call the other one RJ, because it's easier. Our OG Reza. He meets up with Gigi. They're friends. And I like how they do that. When you're friends with somebody, if you actually respect and value your relationship or friendship with someone, you're going to try and talk something out with them, not hold grudges, or look at the value of the friendship over a small situation. I mean, that's what I do. I feel like that's what James does. We haven't really had arguments throughout our friendship, but I think it's because if I bother him or he bothers me, we come at each other respectfully and it's immediately resolved.
Well, here's the thing. We have a lot of love for each other too. Like, we have a lot of history. And I think
separate from history and love, because I got other people I got longer histories with and lots of love for that I cannot talk to like that. So I do feel like respect still comes up.
Right.
You have to give a fuck and respect, because you can love me all you want, but hell, if you don't respect me. But Gigi and Reza make peace. The orange juice, I wanted to drink that orange juice, James.
Okay, you were okay.
It looks so cold.
I was like, wait a minute. It looked
so free.
Oh gosh.
It looks so good.
When I tell you, I used to know a person. She used to own a diner, and I worked with her at Discover, and she used to make her own orange juice. It wasn't homemade, but what she would do is she would buy these brands of orange juice and put them all together and put it in the refrigerator for 3 days, let it chill, and it was so good when we would have brunch. And that's what that reminded me of. I said, oh my God, y'all know y'all do not notice about me, you know it today. I love orange juice. Like, I literally can drink the entire gallon by myself in one day. That's not good for you, but I do it. I'm just saying, I love me some orange juice.
It's good for you. That ain't nothing wrong with it. It's good for you. I got distracted by orange juice. Reza tries to suggest to Gigi that she temporarily downsize so that she can save money and be able to afford the home that she wants. Gigi says no and gives us some bullshit ass Steve Harvey quote. When I say don't be listening to him, that man don't have the accolades and education to be given some of the advice he does. And a lot of the stuff he went through in life, yes, you can accustom it to work ethic, but it was a very different time. And also luck was a lot of it as well. So, you know, I think it's important to be careful. And this is why you don't listen to people like Steve Harvey. It's very easy to tell people to go and spend $1,000+ on a first class ticket so they can experience it once and want it again. Some people can want it again, but may not be able to afford it again and may make the wrong decisions like Gigi just so that they can be able to get that.
Yeah.
Not everybody is equal. Not everybody has the same work ethic. So, Gigi, if all you can come at us with is a Steve Harvey quote, grow up. Your parents are getting older. You have a child you have to raise. You're going to have to be independent on your own at some point. And it's starting to give, she's waiting on her parents so that she can get her trust fund or something, or whatever they have. But if you want whatever they leave you to last, Miss Gigi, you need to attain work ethic and you need to not be fried on weed all the time. This is coming from one pothead to another. You cannot function like that. When I'm helping my clients and stuff, I do so soberly because you will get the fuckets when you smoke. You will, and you don't want to be like that. So I hate when people do this, who do stuff, because it's like people will attack the drug and it's not the drug, it's really the person and their willpower and stuff. But Gigi, just stop making excuses, girl, and grow up. That's all I'm gonna say before we move on. How did you feel about it? Did you want to add anything to that scene?
The only thing I would say is that, you know, it's really unfortunate that a woman in her 40s is really acting like this when you have a child and you need to be responsible and raise your child to make sure that they do the right thing, especially when they get older. And I feel like we're missing elements of like that adult life, because to me, she reminds me a lot of Sarah from Real Housewives of Dubai. Like she reminds me, it just doesn't have the work ethic. That's the only thing that's the only difference
Who?
about her. Sarah from Real Housewives of Dubai. You don't remember her?
No, them hoes had 2 seasons, boo.
She used to get on my nerves.
They had. I only know like the original.
I'll send you a picture of her later on.
Wait, Sarah, is that the one that pretends to be all holy? Who's from Dubai?
She's the actual Dubai
Yeah, the one. Okay,
matriarch.
I know who you're
Yes.
talking about.
Yes, she reminds me a lot of her, where you could tell she's smart. You could tell she's like, she has the momentum, but she makes really very unusual decisions that someone at her caliber should be making. That's why I said she reminds me of her.
She's the example of why you don't spoil your kids.
Yes.
She's the example of why just because you have it, you don't give them shit. Simone, Cecil, y'all better pay attention. I mean that shit. Pay the fuck attention, Simone and Cecil. Now, Simone, if she could see what's coming with these boys past that overbite, then Cecil, I know you can see it. I know you can see it. Check out our recaps on James's channel, by the way.
Candace Diller just did an interview, like, rebuttaling our thought process on generational wealth. She said that if she got it to do it, let her do it. Like, and it's like, Candace, these are men.
I don't want anybody that wealthy commenting fully on generational wealth, especially somebody with a mom like her. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say right now for Candace. So Tana and Greg have a sit down, little chit chat, because I'm not gonna call it a dinner date. And it seems there's a concern with women texting him. I said, oh, now we get to the nitty gritty at the bottom of things and why y'all really not messing with each other. Because she real quick to keep reminding us that this man is a player from the past. And apparently a woman was texting him at 2:00 in the morning. He says that he showed Tannen the text, and so that should just absolve him of any guilt. It's like, I showed her the text. Nah, nigga, it's given your phone went off while you was with her and you had no choice but to show her the text, because if you didn't show her, she was going to ask about it. But it still caused a problem, and he seems irritated about that, which leads me to believe he's not telling the full truth. Yep. But because my husband has gone out, he does music. So he's gone out, and there's sometimes, y'all, I'm not an outside person. James will tell you I am not always in the mood to just be in clubs and stuff. I do little spouts of stuff is enough for me. I don't need to be going crazy all the time. So sometimes he'll go, I don't go. Not never. Has he said, well, there's a female in the group, I gave her my phone number so she could get home safely? No, because he know I look at him and be like, why you worry about that hoe?
No, it's given when Juan Dixon said, I feel bad for her, so I went to the casino to put my credit card. No, it was when he paid for the hotel room for the girl because he felt bad she had no money. And it was like,
so you just pay for the hotel, put it on your cash and credit. You're crazy. He said something similar with the laundry. With that, he said something similar with the laundry.
Right? No, he did.
Looking out for her. That's what I do for my staff and students. That's why you got fired, Juan.
That's what I'm saying. So this reminded me of that. It's like, well, I'm showing you, and you should just believe it, because I would be, if I was hiding it, I would be honest with you. And it's like, well, no, stupid. You ain't supposed to be doing it, period. And if she sent you a text message, you blocked the shit, and then you showed me.
Yep.
That's how, and then we delete it together.
Yep.
That's how that works.
Shit. I'm just saying, I'm at an extra measure. I couldn't go through that.
Me either.
But yeah, we'll leave that there with James's opinion, because he is correct on that. But they then communicate about communication. She complains about it. She wants him to acknowledge her. And it sounded like she wants him to care about some of the stuff she likes. Sounds like he doesn't ask about her business, doesn't like take interest in some of the stuff she likes. And I kind of get the feeling that she expects him to do that, but doesn't want to do that back for him, because the trip, the accident, her friends, her people, her narrative, I just don't think they're compatible. I don't have much bad to say about them, but she says she's now in a space where she doesn't want to communicate. And all I hear is R. Kelly, when a woman's fed up. And that's what this is. She's done with it. And then we remember from the last episode, she is the breadwinner. She's paying all the bills. His company failed. He has no money. He's broke. He's not working right now. She handles everything. So
okay, yeah, I forgot
it's
about
like
that.
when she met you, you was here. She was here. Now he's way down there, and she's still
So
up there.
then that makes me wonder if you stay with her. So this really is Robin and Juan the Valley style because remember, well, that was actually Robin's fault that Juan lost all that money. But at the same time, he stayed with her while she was getting his Potomac check, and
It's
you
given
know,
the exact same thing because he never mentions like wanting to leave, but he does mention the fact that he's aware they're not compatible. They're going to be interesting. I can only say so much about the dinner, and I have to get to another live. But I don't want to watch the awkwardness the whole season. I'll say
neither.
that.
I'm kind of like, look, I get LA has a bunch of fugazi ass marriages. I totally understand that, but this right here and Sky and the man's name I can never pronounce, and I'm not even gonna try it. Y'all are something else. I'm just gonna put it that way.
Stressful, at least.
Yes, y'all are something else. And don't let me get on MJ and Tommy, but we'll say that for the conversation.
Speaking of MJ and Tommy, the last scene of the show is Tommy meeting with Vida, MJ's mom, and Vida wants to get to the bottom of things. She tells Tommy, look, my daughter's not happy. I want you guys to be able to work it out. And he's talking to Vida, and she's telling him, like, you know, she's not happy with the jokes, the respect, all of this stuff. It has to stop. And, you know, Tommy is telling us how he gets along with Vida. She gets him. He gets her. But he then blamed Vida for their issues when she was like, but my daughter's not happy. She's like, well, maybe it's because you're always criticizing and snapping at her. So she feels like she has to live up to me. I do think he was right in that based on what she said, but you don't say that to someone's parent. Like there's a lot I would love to say to my in-laws about what their choices have done to impact the development of my spouse, but I don't. It's not my business. It's not my place. And he's overcoming it. So I'm looking at Vida also like, you need to learn your place. You need to learn your place because it's not for you to go and talk to your child's spouse about the status of their relationship. I understand advice because when stuff was bad at one point, I was arguing with my husband like crazy. I would go to his mom to vent, to get advice. But the way they're talking was like, to me, just odd, off, and inappropriate. But Vida keeps saying, she's not happy though, Tommy, you're going to have to change. And he said, I'm not changing who I am. So if she's not happy, she can get a divorce. I said,
there's so much wrong here.
I see why she got a divorce.
I do too.
You don't want to fight for your marriage, but you want to do everything you can to break it.
Which gives that you really wasn't in it for the long haul and the love anyway. I don't know what you were in it for. I don't know, just to say you, yeah, I was just gonna say that. I was like, just to say you got a wife, and I hate when men do that. I hate when y'all men get with somebody because oftentimes there's a trade-off. She may not be what you're looking for, but she's a one hell of a cook. She keep a very clean house. She's very impressionable when it comes to your mama. Or it's something to those extent. When men get women that they really don't want to be with, it's because there is another trade-off somewhere in her. And I don't like when men do that. And I feel like with MJ, it's the income. It's the fact that she has a reputable job with a reputable company and is always, but she's always lived a great life. Like she's always worked. So I feel like that's probably what it is. I'm not saying he's a gold digger, but what I'm saying is that I don't see the appeal from him to her. Like I don't see that, you know, he's really attracted to her when he's telling her her makeup looks crazy. Well, I don't see anything that a loving husband would tell his wife if he truly loved her for her. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, we will leave it there. That is all we have for this episode of the Valley Persian Style. This was season 1, episode 2, titled Darth Vida. We will be back on Friday to go over episode 3 of the Valley Persian Style. We will be live after this live to go over 90 Day Fiance. Before the 90 days, I wanted to say the other way because I was watching it. But we'll be going over 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days. Tomorrow we will be on James's channel for Salt Lake City. Does it come on tonight? Okay.
Comes on tonight.
Because they keep changing the damn dates of a lot of the shows I've been covering. I don't know if you noticed it. So now I'm
now we have to check on Love and Hip Hop Miami, because I think that does come on tonight.
What? We have lives coming. I know for sure we'll be on James's channel tomorrow for Salt Lake City. I will, if Love and Hip Hop airs tonight, we'll also be live tomorrow to go over that. Other than that, y'all, love and like to everybody. Check out myself and James's Instagrams. We hope you like, share, and subscribe. Shout out to the Replay Gang, and we'll see you next time.